Great Grand Slam Pooba, aka Bad Guy Jack, and I'm joined. Are you seriously smoking while we're alive? Are you serious? What are you doing? But I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba. I'm joined with Jean Baptiste. He was here with us live yesterday for the prediction show. I'm not too sure how his predictions were yesterday. I'm pretty sure it wasn't good. I was waiting for you to say something, but you didn't. Okay, cool.
I was gonna give the finger because you said it wasn't good, but asshole. But
was your prediction good? Or how was your prediction score?
I don't really remember my prediction score.
That's okay. We can always watch that back from yesterday because it's all right. It's on there. So if it was horrible, and I'm pretty sure it was horrible, nonetheless. We have Rich Kings. He was also here for the prediction show yesterday. We talked about these 5 matches. So, Rich Kings, welcome back. And we have, I'm saying welcome back, but also welcome back to one Mark Wins. It's been a while. The last time he was on this show, it was for the WrestleMania prediction show. So, it's great to have you back here. And I'm glad to have you gentlemen here. I'm looking forward to talk about Bad Blood. So, real quick, why don't we start with Jean Baptiste, then Rich Kings, then Mark Wins. Jean Baptiste, what did you think about tonight's show, Bad Blood?
Highly. It was really good. It overexceeded my expectations. Favorite match was definitely the Hell in a Cell match. I am still mad that it was the first on there, but it was definitely a good match. And it was also good to see the return of Jimmy Uso. We haven't seen him since April, since Mark was here. Dang, Mark, you got the same injury as Jimmy? Like, I just realized that. Shay's upset that Finn Balor lost. Listen, George, I know you would appreciate this, but for me, that was justice. Justice was served. Shout out to ShaySawyer, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Shay. Too sweet to ShaySawyer because I know she would love to be here, but she is not, and I will be talking with her about Bad Blood on the audio pocket. I'm sorry, when did he become like Kane's entrance? Do you see all the smoke? But Rich Kings, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts here. What did you think about tonight's show?
No, I kind of echo Baptiste's sentiment there. I do think that the pay-per-view exceeded my expectations. There were some good highlights. So there were more high points than low points. So, we'll get into our recap or our review in the view, but it was pretty good.
Mark Wins. Jean Baptiste, he was asking about your injury status because you've been out for a while and stuff like that. So we're glad that you're here. If I can just say here real quick, I've had the honor this week on working with some of my favorite people, and you gentlemen are my favorite people. You guys know this, so I'm glad that you guys are here. But Mark Wins, we were watching Bad Blood together. So, what was your thoughts about Bad Blood tonight?
Overall, it was a very good show, but I do have some nitpicks. They're minor nitpicks, and we'll get through them for each match because it was a 5-match card. So I want to talk about the 5-match card real quick before we get into what you call it. I did not know how much I enjoy the 5-match card because the 5-match card, it's real brief. We're not overbooking things. It is just boom. We got a storyline here and a storyline here, and we're telling it. And we're gonna. I don't know what storylines is ending or continuing because I don't really watch wrestling that much, but I watch it enough to be like, oh, this is a good idea. So yeah, I like the 5-match card. I do enjoy it. I felt like the last WrestleMania I watched. No, the last WrestleMania I watched was SummerSlam. So there was probably one I watched by accident before that, and it was also a quick card, like a little 4 or 5-match card. But I do like the 5-match cards. I'm not going to hold you. So I did enjoy it. I have nitpicks, and they're very minor nitpicks. They're basically smart nitpicks, if I can use that word on here. But yeah, overall, very good show. Very good show.
I want to give a shout out real quick because the general manager of the Big Pop Theory podcast is here. She wanted to say, I'm wiping my hands with the main roster until further notice, which is crazy. But she also because Triple H dropped the ball multiple times tonight. Sadly,
he served up justice.
You know what? I'll wait till we talk about that match. I ain't gonna talk about that match till we get about that match because I know exactly why she's talking about.
Hold on, whoa. I'm sorry because I kind of have fans here. I just want to say Roderick, who is the mayor of the Jack Pack community, to the mayor of the Jack Pack, wants to say that he hopes that you have a great stream and everything, Jack, and he apologized that he can't stay due to the fact that he is hurting right now. And I sit here and say, Roderick, I hope that you feel well. I want to give a shout out to Roderick.
Well soon, my guy.
Yes, I want to say shout out to him because he's a part of the Jane train, and I appreciate that. I know this is not about the JC Drain, but I want to give a shout out to JC Jane because I am a big fan of her. He also, are you? I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Are you upset? You. Jean Barista de Gua. Are you upset? That's what I thought. Oh, now your hearing don't work. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Let's move on because he had to put his. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really sad to hear that. He said he had to put his dog to sleep today. Sorry to hear that, Roderick.
Condolences to you.
Yeah, definitely
Condolences, definitely.
Yeah, sending positive vibes your way, my friend. Damian, and not for nothing. As soon as Damian won, look, hold on. Wait.
Hold that thought. I want that comment to come back up. I do.
Well, which one? Which one? I mean,
this one right here.
This one right
Jay's
here.
comment, or you talking about
one right here. I need
George's
that
comment is kind of inaccurate.
I need that one to come back up when we talk about that match.
No, before we get to the show, Shay Judgment Day didn't help Finn Balor. That's why he lost.
George, what match was he watching? What match was he watching?
I'm sorry. They're literally
That's a good question. Like I'm like, wait, what? I'm pretty sure I saw Carlito and JD.
You don't understand. George says anything just to really irritate both, just anybody who's doing the stream. That's what he does because he irritates.
You know what the problem is, Shay? They did try to help Finn, but they failed.
They helped to help him the same way they helped Damian win and
failed.
And she also says, sorry, Roderick. Yes, definitely positive energy your way, Roderick.
Yeah, definitely sending out love and positive energy to you, man. I hope you do heal from this.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes time. It takes time, but you will you will recover, and it just takes time. So definitely positive vibes your way. Just wanted to make sure that we said that to him. Why don't we okay, gentlemen, let's talk about Judgment Day. I'm so sorry. We're gonna get to Judgment Day, but I meant to say Bad Blood. Judgment Day was a pay-per-view. Like, you remember that, Rich Kings? That was a That was.
This is my favorite triple threat match. Remember Taker, Kurt Angle, and
that wasn't Judgment Day. That was Vengeance Day.
That was Judgment Day. It just gave me Judgment Day vibes, but yes.
You know, it's funny. I want to give a shout out to one ShaySawyer because she's a big fan of the triple threats, and I was thinking about doing a top 5 triple threat matches. Do you guys have a favorite? Just real quick. I know it's on top of the head. It's just random. Do anybody have a top? What's the first triple threat match that you guys think about? I'm going with you. If Gene Baptiste, if you need time, I'll go
first. Wait. Sorry. Can I go first? Because my triple threat is not a WWE match. It's fucking.
Yes, you can.
It's AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels from TNA. That's my personal favorite. And whether
that's the one for the X Division Championship, correct?
Right.
Yes.
And whether you think there's others that's cool, that's my favorite. That's when it comes to triple threat, that's what comes to mind for me. Now, there might be a WWE/WWF triple threat match that I should probably watch that is of equal quality, but top of my head, that's mine. And I just want to get that
damn good one. Honestly, that's a good one. Do you have?
I mean, it depends. Does a TLC matches count as triple threats with those 3 tag teams, Dudley's, Hardy's, and Edge and Christian? Could we actually count that as a triple threat?
You know what? Why not? I don't see why not, because it's really 3 teams. Why not?
Like a triple threat ladder match.
Which TLC?
I would want to say it was a TLC where Edge had speared. I think it was.
That was TLC 2.
Yeah, TLC 2. That was the most memorable one for me.
All right, Rich Kings, because I feel like Rich Kings is gonna pull something that not me, because I'm a wrestling historian and I brief this. But wrestling, Rich Kings, what do you have? Do you have a favorite triple threat?
No, I said it earlier. For me, it was The Rock, Taker, and Angle. No, for some reason, that was.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Mark Wins is here. If you're down for it, Mark Wins, maybe we can watch that together. Matter of fact, you know what's funny?
I'm with it because then we can watch that, and then we also have to watch a Juventud Guerrero match too.
Yes, I mean, you know what? And I could join you guys in the round tonight. We could watch it all three of us together. But I was also for the women's. You know, for me, the Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha match at WrestleMania was another triple threat match I like for the women.
You know what? I love that we're talking about triple threats, and I'm glad that one Mark Wins mentioned Juventud Guerrero, because I'm going to say Starrcade, Juventud Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and one Billy Kidman. Now, did Juventud Guerrero win it? No. It upsets me every day of the week that he didn't win it, because he should have won. But you know what happens when you have the great fraudulent Rey Mysterio stealing from Juventud Guerrero? How can you win? Because theft always win. And I know this because I've seen my bank account.
Oof.
I don't even want to do the show anymore. Okay, so ShaySawyer, I do want to throw this out here because she's a big fan of the triple threats. I want to make sure because she's part of this show. But she said, not for nothing, Roman versus Edge versus Bryan went crazy. That was WrestleMania. I forget what number it is. It's hard to remember.
Might have been 38.
What number?
I feel like I remember that one. That one did go hard. I feel like I remember that match.
That was 2021. I just don't remember what number.
Won. I don't know who won, but I feel like if
Roman Reigns won. That's when he stacked him.
Right. So, but I remember that one going pretty ape shit. I do.
This year's WrestleMania was what, 41, right? Or 40?
40.
Yeah, then I would say 38. That was WrestleMania 38.
I'm glad. You know, Gene Betty, shout out to you because you're good with numbers because I'm just learning my ABCs.
That's a lie, but okay.
I appreciate that. No, he's trying to put me over. George, he said his was Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda, where Becky became Becky Two Bells.
That was another good one.
You know what? I would put it was decent, but I would put Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte over that one. If I had to pick over the two, I would pick that one over. Personally,
he might have just chosen because, like you just said, it was the birth of the Becky Two Belts era.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, match quality wise, I did think Sasha, Mercedes now, but Becky and Charlotte, I thought they really delivered much in their match. But thank you guys for pointing out what your favorite triple threats. And tell us some triple threats here because maybe there's some matches that we're excluding and maybe something to watch back on. Because triple threats are great. I agree to this one. This was a really, really good one. Brock, Seth, and Cena. Do you guys remember this? This was Royal Rumble 2015.
No. No, I don't remember it. Funny enough.
That's the one I remember this one. So Brock was out for a good maybe 10, 15 minutes of the match. And then he showed up. Seth did like what's it called? Like a Phoenix Splash. Brock came out of nowhere. He German John Cena out of the match, and this is when the time when Seth Rollins was Money in the Bank, and he tried to hit Brock with the thing, the briefcase. Anyway, Brock won because are you kidding me? Brock Lesnar losing? Please stop it.
Not to know Seth Rollins.
He did eventually lose to Seth Rollins. I'm trying to think. I think it was 2019 where he lost him clean. SummerSlam. Matter of fact,
when he was rampaging on everybody for a rematch at that point, and Michael Cole got the blunt end of that beatdowns?
That was after. That was WrestleMania. That was 2015. But I do want to say this week, Mark. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with numbers. So 2019. How long ago was that? Someone tell me number.
About
5
years. 5 years ago.
5 years ago, Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston, which was ridiculous. He beat him at SmackDown.
SmackDown premiere in less than a minute?
Yeah, it's pretty much me when I play you in 2K.
Yep, pretty much, yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, sir.
I lost to a spinning leg drop in 2K.
First things first, let me sit here and say, this is not only the Big Pop Theory podcast and we're talking about bad blood, but this is a taco and pizza extravaganza. So if you have your pizza, we don't have tacos. I'm sorry. It's pepperoni.
I like tacos.
Good. So if you have your tacos, you have your pizza. This is. Are you seriously eating on there? What are you doing? Are you serious?
Yes.
What do you have? Do you have tacos? I think you have tacos. Do you have tacos? Let's go! The pizza taco extravaganza is happening tonight, guys. So if you have your pizza, you have your tacos. Please, let's do it. Let's talk about bad blood. So I'm going to start with you, Rich Kings. Let's start with it. The first match that we have we have opening the show tonight. We have CM Punk going against Drew McIntyre. Hell in a Cell did in fact open, so we're going to give a shout out to Hunter Hearst Louise. He said yesterday that this show, that match was going to be the opener, and
Hunter Hearst Louise. I'll never get over that now.
shout out to him because this was the guy who came up.
I don't understand the reference. Please explain that. Hunter? What are we talking about?
Last night's show, apparently, George was making crazy predictions that nobody wanted to believe, and my man Jeffrey over here came in and said, "All right, Hunter Hearst Louise, we seem to be booking all the matches." That had to be the funniest comment I saw all night. And shout out to Jeffrey for making that comment. Bruh, that was hilarious.
No, Jeffrey is great. I mean, he tries to raise my blood pressure on the Tuesday Night Review show, but he is a funny guy. So shout out to George, Jeffrey, and Shay if you're still here. Shout out to you guys being in the chat. But I do want to ask you guys, how do you feel? So I said yesterday I was not a fan of Hell in a Cell opening the show. Rich Kings, I'm going to give you the floor because you were somebody who said, like, I'm for this. Yeah, I'm for Hell in a Cell opening. And I want to give you the floor first, and then I'll give it to you, Mark, once, and then Jean Baptiste, if you don't mind, you'll clean up after, if you're cool with that, sir. But Rich Kings, how did you feel about this match opening? Not even opening, but how did you feel about this match in general?
Yeah, I'll give you both. Like, I think the match itself was amazing, like A+. I think, like I said yesterday, I thought it should have led off with this match because it set the tone for Bad Blood. And unfortunately, I guess there were some matches kind of fall suit a little bit, and there was some that was like, oh, I guess you tried somewhat. But like the match itself was just amazing, right? So I think it was the rightful ending. How CM Punk didn't win, even though I did predict that Drew was going to win. I was happy to see that CM Punk won. The match had blood. The match had a lot of action. It was grueling. It was just everything you want to see in the Hell in a Cell match, right? So it wasn't too predictable, but at the same time, it was just enough to keep you so captivated to the whole entire match. And I'm a kind of person that has a low attention span when it comes to some matches. So I kind of start dwindling around, like looking at my phone, start texting people. But this match was, I just couldn't look away. Great job. So who's it? To Baptiste next?
I'm sorry, real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah, you could take no. Mark Wins is next, and then Jean Baptiste. But I just want to highlight this. I just saw that video. I'm going to save that for the end. So thank you for that, Jeffrey. I just looked. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw my reaction, but I was like, whoa. But I want to save it for the end. So Mark Wins, please. What did you think about this match? And then Jean, please take the floor.
Overall, it was a good match. I did enjoy it. This is one of my nitpicks. Well, no, before I get to the nitpick, let me talk about how, like, why I think they made this match the first match. So, like, it's a 5-card match. There's only 5 matches on a card. And what WWE has been doing lately is, I don't know exactly what their mentality / psychology is, but they will either make the SmackDown main event and the Raw main event as the as the 1-2 at the end. They'll either make the 1-2 at the end, or they'll make the main events start and end the they'll make them start and end the card. And I think the psychology for starting and ending the card was, we have the Bloodline as a storyline, and it's a main storyline, and that's a storyline that's absolutely going to continue. I don't know if the CM Punk Drew McIntyre storyline is going to continue, especially considering the result. I don't know how that's going to go. But what I do know is that Bloodline storyline is absolutely positively not done, and we will get to that when we get to that. But they wanted to make that the main event because it's like, yo, it's a Hell in a Cell match. It's going to be a main event, but we're putting it at the beginning of the card because we're getting the crowd hype. We're getting the crowd pumped. And the match delivered. It absolutely delivered on the brutality, as George said, George Lewis, Hunter Helmsley Lewis said. It absolutely delivered. And yes, It absolutely delivered on the brutality, and it was a good match. I have my nitpicks. One of my nitpicks is like I think it was so CM Punk eventually wins the match. Good for him. But there was in my opinion, he could have won the match earlier because like he had Drew McIntyre in the Anaconda Vice. Drew McIntyre pulled the wrench, tried to hit him out of it. CM Punk saw the wrench, grabbed the wrench, bombed him in the head with it, and he should have bombed him in the head with it and just held the Anaconda Vice. But I get it. I understand it's wrestling. There's a script. I understand 100%, but that bothered me. But that's a nitpick. I'm 100%. It's biased. It's a nitpick. Other than that, very great match. Glad that they had blood. Glad that they didn't really hold back. Other than that, I feel like I said, I feel like CM Punk should have won the match earlier if he was going to win the match. That should have been it. But other than that, very, 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 very good match. I enjoyed it.
Hell in a Cell. What a way to open up the match. I kind of understand why Rich King said a match like that should open the show. It definitely set the tone, a hell of a tone. This match was definitely one of those settle the score moments because there was a couple of moments where it kind of revisited the story. Like at one point, this was a hell of a swerve. I saw the bag and I thought thumbtacks, and instead it was the beads from the freaking bracelet. And I'm just like, I see where they're going with this. I understand that. There was another spot that kind of circled everything around. I can't remember which spot it was. It'll come back to me. But the Anaconda Vice ending, I guess I understand why they didn't end it that way. It was kind of cool to see CM Punk wrap a chain around his knee and put the GTS. I'm pretty sure this Hell in a Cell is going to end that.
Fair enough.
It ends that blood feud completely. And that score is settled completely. And that's literally those two storylines throughout the whole year was the definition of bad blood completely. So that was one hell of a way to start the pay-per-view. And I kind of, like I said, I understand where Rich King was coming from yesterday, and I kind of agree. A gimmick match like that should start off a pay-per-view and set the tone because everybody had to step their game up. Mind you, not everybody did, but a majority of the matches were definitely of high quality value. So I will give that to Rich King's heel. You're right on that one.
Mark Wins, I feel like you want to say something. What do you want to say, sir?
Hell in a Cell is a gimmick match. So maybe for me, gimmick has a negative connotation. We're not using gimmick as a negative connotation for a Hell in a Cell, are we?
No,
I'm not using it as a negative connotation. But the only reason why I called it a gimmick is because at some point we were naming a pay-per-view after that one match, which
okay.
to me
Fair enough.
kind of turned it into kind of a gimmicky match.
I know. I'm sorry. I know we're jumping the gun here. We're going to talk about that because I just saw footage of Kevin Owens just attacking one Cody Rhodes. You know how they say, I believe in Joe Hendry? Kevin Owens don't believe in Cody Rhodes. I want to highlight this here because I want to make sure we highlight the comments here. I want to thank you guys for being with us. George Lewis or Hunter Hearst Luis says, this feud should be over, but if I know Drew McIntyre, we all know he won't let it go. He has to let it go. At this point, it's over. It's done. Punk won. It's over. And that's why I asked the question yesterday about what's next for these guys. CM Punk said he was looking at the heavyweight championship. Why not have him go for the heavyweight championship at I said SummerSlam. My apologies. Survivor Series. And shout out to Jeffrey because he pointed out Jeffrey Reimer in the chat. He pointed out that there was another PLE just before. Once again, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm thinking SummerSlam is my PLE. I'm sorry. It's in August, so like that's my PLE. That's mine. That's why I'm saying SummerSlam. So my bad, guys.
Yeah, no, it's all good. He definitely confirmed because I remember I asked that question yesterday. I'm like, I think there's another pay-per-view between now and Survivor Series. And I thought of Crown Jewel, Saudi, something in Saudi Arabia.
He said that it's Crown Jewel, and it's looking like we're gonna get Gunther against Bill Goldberg.
No, Cody Rhodes.
Gunther against Cody Rhodes. No,
so
we don't know that yet.
Triple H made an announcement at Bad Blood that said at Crown Jewel both champions of both respective brands, both male and female, will be taking on each other. So it's going to be Gunther versus Cody Rhodes.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
So you think Goldberg's taking Cody Rhodes' belt?
Hell no.
Goldberg.
So how is Goldberg?
So here's the thing.
Goldberg, so wait, the only way Goldberg goes against Gunther, if he's not taking Cody's belt, is that Gunther loses his belt.
Hold on, time out.
All right.
No, time out, because I think Gene is saying something here. So I missed that argument because I missed that part because I did see them with the belt, but I thought it was for something else. So hold on, explain that a little bit more, please.
So Triple H came out and he said when it comes to Saudi Arabia, the men, that's why he held that belt out. He said both champions will be taking on each other, but their belts won't be on the line. However, that ugly looking tower belt that he revealed will be the championship that those guys are fighting for. And the same will be for the women. So at Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel, it'll be Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for that belt. And then for the women, it'll be Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan, unless Tiffany Stratton cashes in and takes one of those belts. But that's exactly what's happening at Saudi Arabia.
Wow, I'm glad.
Right. So what does Goldberg have to do with any of that?
He thought Goldberg was going to take on Gunther because there was a segment where Gunther came out. That same exact segment where Gunther came out and told Triple H, raise my hand. And, there was a little confrontation between Goldberg and Gunther. Well, not really a confrontation. Gunther spoke his mouth out. Goldberg tried to get his old ass in the ring. Security stops him. Sami Zayn pops out, beats the crap out of Gunther to play into the match that they have tomorrow night. But
right, that's what I'm saying. So here's my question. What are the chances? So here's my question, right? Because I guess
let me put that question to rest right now. Goldberg is not on the active roster. He's not. I don't even think he has a Legends deal with them right now. He's not competing whatsoever.
I'm not sure about the Legend deal. But it did. I'm sorry, and I'll let you finish your thought here. I feel like we're jumping the gun here, and I don't mean to jump the gun here. I just assumed when I saw it, because I'm hanging out with. Shout out to Mark Wins. We're hanging out, we're talking, we're just shooting the shit and everything like that. But I see Goldberg come out here, and I thought, oh, maybe they send this as an attraction match for Saudi. And now hearing like, oh, well, champion versus champion, and they get this big green belt. I guess I call it the environmental belt. And look,
that thing is not environmental at all. But
I'm just glad that somehow, some way, this doesn't form Captain Planet because I can't stand him. He was a thong, and I dislike him. This is where you guys are supposed to cut me off, but no one cut me off. But I appreciate that. But so what you're saying is pretty much we're not going to get Gunther against Bill Goldberg, which
we don't know. Wait, time out. I don't think we know that yet because because on Monday it's Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Theoretically, I hope it doesn't happen because I'm glad that Gunther is champion, despite the fact that I didn't necessarily like the way that he obtained the championship, and we'll get to that when we get to Damian Priest's match. But theoretically, Gunther could lose his belt, invoke his rematch clause, lose again, and then boom, it's Gunther versus Goldberg at Saudi Arabia. That is theoretically possible. Now, personally, I hope it doesn't happen.
Not only you will want that,
I hope it doesn't happen because I don't want Gunther to lose the belt. But I'm not gonna hold you. I would like to see a Gunther versus Goldberg down the line. However, I don't want Gunther to lose the belt because
before we even get to that, for this scenario to actually happen, where's Raw happening coming from tomorrow night? What city's Raw going to be in tomorrow night?
Time out. Has Sami Zayn not already beat Gunther?
He's not beating him again, Mark.
He's not beating him again.
And I hope that you guys are right because I enjoy Gunther as champion. I do. I enjoy Gunther as champion. But like I said, it's fine. I'm gonna skip ahead on some thoughts. I watched SummerSlam. I didn't watch it the day of. I watched it maybe a week or two after the fact. I did not like the way Gunther won that championship. So between the way Gunther won his championship and the fact that they had Sami Zayn, because Gunther looked weak in the match against Damian Priest. But that's all I'm going to say for now. I'll save more for later. He looked weak against the match. He looked weak in the match against Damian Priest, and he lost against Sami Zayn. If I'm a booker and I really want Gunther versus Goldberg at Saudi Arabia, it is right now, as of today, it is not an impossibility to book that because Sami Zayn already beat Gunther.
No one. That question. Who's asking? But why do you keep saying they want?
No one on this panel wants that.
What Booker wants Goldberg versus Gunther? And even Gunther said, "I got 3 minutes for you." This man cannot last in the ring with him.
Agreed. I agree with that. I agree with that. But that's the thing. You're not what. The thing with Gunther versus Goldberg, Gunther versus Goldberg would not be one of those, elongated. It is an explosive.
No, but I'm asking
3 to 5 minute match.
Mark, this is my question. Who thought of Goldberg versus Gunther? Who's saying this?
I didn't think of it. I literally did not think of it until tonight. I don't know who thought of it.
You're the only one thinking about this.
I didn't think of it until tonight. And I'm not going to hold you.
Let me get. Hold on.
I'm a Goldberg fan, and I'm not going to hold you.
Let me gain.
I would not mind the two clashing.
Hold up, sir. Let me gain control back of this show. Let's save the Goldberg talk for never. Let's move on to the next thing. Because I'm honestly, I've gotten a headache talking about Goldberg. The Sound of Cell, it was fine, and I know you want to get to your point here, but I do want to save it for later, if you don't mind, sir. Mark wins, but Rich Kings, you hear me? Rich Kings, you hear me? Mark wanted to talk about Goldberg.
Fucking Goldberg, man! What the hell?
Goldberg, like who sits there and want to have a podcast to talk about Bill Goldberg? You know what I want to talk about? Juventud Guerrera. Jeffrey, if you're still in the chat, what number is that for Juventud Guerrera? I want to make sure we got a Juventud Guerrera count. Let's go.
I count like 5 right now.
I think it's at least 2. It's at least 2.
Well, you know, it's increasing. Juventud Guerrera is the greatest cruiserweight champion of all time. Make that 10, baby. Talking about Bill Goldberg. How dare you get there? My throat hurts. Let's talk about the next match. Bill Goldberg. Rich Kings, why did you bring your friend here?
Bill Goldberg.
I love him.
I have nothing to say about Bill Goldberg. After he dissed Rihanna, listen.
After he dissed Rihanna, that's what upset you?
Wait. I must have missed that. What did you say about Rihanna?
Listen, we'll talk.
That's your guy. I want you to know that. That's your guy.
Yo, my guy is far from perfect. He is my guy, but this guy is crazy. I get it. I get it.
Stop it, you. Stop it. You stop it. You stop it. You get out of here. Don't you do that. Hey, yo. She's so rude to me. Let's get to the next match because I feel very hurt by that. Let's talk about this. We have Nia Jax against Bayley. It was for the Nia Jax WWE Women's Championship. I'm gonna start with you, Jean Baptiste, because I feel like I'm gonna text one Miss Sawyer. How dare she says "Ayo" to me? But how did you feel about this match, Jean Baptiste?
I ain't like it at all.
Hold on, I'm just introducing you, Jean Baptiste. What'd you say?
I didn't like it at all.
Can I finish?
Wasn't a fan. Nope. I'm not even wasting anyone's time. Wasn't a fan. Mugao.
I don't like being yelled at.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
I wasn't a fan of it. I know Bayley tried, and it's I ain't gonna lie. A part of me was looking at that match, and I'm just looking at Nia Jax like, yo, are you going back to hurting people again? Stop. But then again, I realized it didn't work.
No, I didn't think she was trying to hurt.
No, not at all. There were certain spots where I just looked. I'm just like, ooh. I think there was one where she power bombed on the steps, and then when she threw on the barricade, I'm like, oh shit. That looked a little painful. Did you slip? Maybe not. But for the most part, I think it might have been just because the match was a little too predictable for me, where it's like all right, Nia overpowers her. Bayley has a comeback. Tiffany Stratton comes in. This fake cash in and distraction caused by her seems to let Nia win. And it's like, I kind of seen this coming. This happened one too many times already. Let's go with something different, y'all. My hype level wasn't as high. Like, looking at the Hell in a Cell match and then going to this, I was just like, oh, okay. What's next? Who's up?
My apologies. I'm supposed to be the DJ here, so my apologies. I'll take the floor and I'll give it to you, Rich Kings. The match was there. I thought both women worked hard. It didn't work for me. I think the better women's match was the one later on the show, even though we didn't get an actual finish. But I thought it was fine. So here's the thing. I do want to sit here and say real quick. I remember George writing in the chat yesterday. He was talking about Tiffany being the babyface. And I was like, nah, I don't see that. I feel like she's going to be a heel. I wouldn't change anything about her. But I'm starting to go down that route of what George was saying yesterday about her being a baby. Because when she came out, she was hesitant on cashing in. And you can hear the crowd saying cash in. So it makes me wonder if they're going to go a route of turning her baby. And not to say she can't be baby. It's just, I just think heel is just a better route for her, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Like, I heard him cheering for it, and maybe it's just the crowd wanted to just have that cash in. It was okay. It was decent. I think Bayley's a good worker.
Has Tiffany Stratton never been a babyface before?
Anytime I've ever saw her in NXT, she's been a heel. So I don't know if there was anything prior. But anything.
I won't make any judgment on her babyface character until I see it because she could be surprising. It could be another mid situation where keep him heel because that's the way he excels at. But I've never seen a babyface run, and a babyface run could be something special. It could not be. I think I just want to be the one to wait and see how it turns out because she could be surprising.
I wanted to highlight Miss Sawyer's comment here because she said Tiffany's whole persona works better as a heel. I would hate for her to, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like she does, and I agree with what she's saying. I feel like she would work very well as a heel, but it was something about that crowd that made me go like, are they thinking about this? Because George was mentioning stuff yesterday, and like, I think it was the week before. When was it? I think it was last week where Nia Jax held her by the throat and everything like that, right? And some people were saying like, oh, that's, to make her sympathetic. But I was like, nah, I don't think so. And I think she does work better as a heel. I think babyface down the line, but right now keep her as a heel. She also says the fact the better match was Liv Rhea was even that the match had Hot Mess 2 is hilarious. Jeffrey says, I was even saying who's going to follow that. And I guess they're talking about the Hell in a Cell. And here's George. He says, exactly, Tiffany Stratton needs a role change as a babyface. She's been a heel since she's been on NXT. But I feel like she just works as a heel. Like, babyface down the line, sure, absolutely. I just don't think it's right now. Jeffrey says, if Nia keeps bullying her, she's going to be a face. And maybe that's what they're going for. You're saying if Nia keeps bullying her, she's going to be a face if they keep this up. I just think she's just better as a heel right now. And also George says, plus the crowd loves her, and for her being a babyface could be good for her. Now, I do
could be because Alexa Bliss surprised me when she turned babyface, and I'm just like, she's naturally not half bad as a babyface. I thought she worked better as a heel, but she has some pretty good qualities as a babyface as well. So it's just
I think that, but also I do want to say that took time. It wasn't like they turned her baby right away. It was like, I don't know how many years between. I want to say it was 2 years after, and then she had like a little babyface run. Because in NXT she was a babyface in the beginning, and then she turned heel when I forget the tag team she was. Was it Buddy and Murphy, or I forget the tag team, but she then eventually turned heel because in NXT she was a babyface. She had like that Disney princess gimmick, if anyone remembers that. I did want to say, I'm sorry, I was losing my train of thought here, but real quick before I lose my train of thought, George, he was talking about Tiffany being a babyface. There was a video I saw, I forget how many weeks ago it was, but Tiffany was high-fiving the fans, and she had the money in a briefcase. So it seemed like fans do love her. Like, they like her a lot. So maybe that's what happened. Okay, whatever. But it seemed like, go ahead. You want to say something, sir?
Yeah, I just wanted to say he shrunk out of existence. That's all.
Like George's sweater or something like. I know this because Shay said when George lies, his sweater shrinks every time he lies. So apparently that word is getting over every chance it gets. So he shrunk. He went to the subatomic universe with Ant-Man. I hate Ant-Man. I would step on him. I don't even think it would work. Go ahead. No, he's back. He unshrunk. Hi.
Hi. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm back.
But Rich King, Rich King is the most mature out of all of us. And you know what? Shout out to him because I can't do it. But Rich King, what did you think about Nia Jax against Bayley?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before you get your thought, I didn't notice this. I just want to highlight this. Did you catch Nia dressed like Kane and she did this? I did see the sit-up spot. I did see that, but I didn't notice that she was dressed as Kane. I did not notice that at all. And
I saw pink in that. I didn't know if that was supposed to be a Kane look or not, but maybe it was her variation of it.
It could be. I didn't even notice it. Did you guys notice it?
It was red, and I don't know. I didn't notice it, but I feel like I seen it mentioned somewhere. It was probably here. I think maybe somebody mentioned it in the comments earlier. I don't remember, but somebody brought it up in the comments, I think, earlier before now. And yeah, I was like, that makes sense. But I did peep the sit-up because that sit-up was funny, but I don't want to skip my turn. Sorry.
Rich Gaines, please take the floor, and then Mark Moyes, please take the floor.
The match, I just had to laugh before the match. My thought, because the match was a joke, honestly. I did not expect to laugh at some more too. It was like, it's contagious. It was comedy hour, and that match was not good. So the problem was that it just wasn't a believable match. I don't know. They should have taken that.
The fact that sir, like the fact that you can't even get your senses out and you were just giggling, you are tickled.
The match didn't belong on pay-per-view. I'm sorry. That's what I have to say about that. It should have been the SmackDown match. We could have moved on. I saw the tag team match tonight versus last night, but I would say this: both of them tried very hard, but coming like after the Hell in a Cell match, you give me that. What was this? It was bad. So I'm sorry. It was dreadful. The highlight for me was, even though I'm not a big Tiffany Stratton, whatever her name is, fan, but when she comes into the ring, she just has this kind of like infectious energy that just makes me like, oh, what is she gonna do? Even though I know she's not gonna cash in right now, but she brought a certain element that had me like a little like gravitated my attention to the match. But other than that, that match was. Whew. All right, Mark.
Would you give it a 4 out of 10 or less?
So, are we doing decimal points?
Yeah, we can definitely do decimal points. Because I definitely would say like a 3.5 at best, and it's only because Tiffany Stratton ran out at the end. like that's literally the 2.5 coming in. Otherwise, it would have been a 1 for me.
I gotta say, like I've known Rich King since 3rd grade, and seeing him tickled by this is like I'm actually I'm laughing because the way he starts like laughing at this. But yeah, how would you rate this match, sir?
All right, because it made me laugh.
Out of 5, let's do it like this. How would you rate this out of 5?
Oh. 0.5. If doing the 5,
definitely a 0.5. Tiffany Stratton gave it the 0.5.
Yes, it was not good. I'm sorry.
All right,
that was just terrible.
I thought it was the weaker of the women's match, but sure.
Weakest match of the night. Stop playing.
Who you? Hold on, Suge. What's going on here?
Listen,
Mark Wins. What did you think about the match? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just to be sure, did I give you the floor, Gene?
Yeah, you did. You did. It's Mark.
I just wanted to be sure. Mark Wins. What did you think about the match, sir?
So, yeah, the match was mid at best, and after everybody talked about it, I have some thoughts. So
Here we go.
Rich Kings was like, yo, after the Hell in a Cell match, this is what you get? Yes, this is what you get. It's a cool down match. We had the Hell in a Cell that's supposed to get everybody pumped up, and now we have to cool everybody down. That's what I was talking about earlier when it's like the psychology of the entire match card. You had your Hell in a Cell that opened the match. Everybody's like, ooh, and ah, and this is awesome, you know? But yeah, at the end of the day, like Hunter Hearst Lewis said, Bayley got dominated. Part of the reason why Bayley got dominated is because Bayley is if I don't know how long Nia Jax has had the title, but Bayley has been a
63 days.
heel.
63 days.
So she's just getting started. Okay, cool. So Bayley, for as long as I remember, Bayley after she was Bayley that hugged everybody, and then she was heel for years. And as a heel, she did heel things. So now I'm supposed to believe, oh yeah, Bayley is a face now, and she's just supposed to defeat Nia Jax. No, like Hunter Hearst Lewis said, she got dominated, and as she should. I'm not gonna hold you. She got dominated, and that's what should happen. Now we're talking about Tiffany Stratton coming in with the Money in the Bank. I think it was Jean Baptiste that said that helped Nia win. I don't think that helped Nia win. I think it was so theoretically that should have helped Bayley win, because it was supposed to be, if I remember correctly, Bayley had the advantage. She did some type of move, and it had Nia Jax laid out, and that's when Tiffany came in with the Money in the Bank, like, oh yeah, I'm about to cash this in, and that is when Nia Jax did the sit up and was like, yo, what do you think you're doing? And that's when Tiffany was like, oh, I ain't doing nothing. I'm not doing anything. Like I said, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, never mind. That's another story. But that's what happened. She was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you're talking about. And then with that, she distracted Nia Jax, and yet somehow she still managed to win the match. Because why? Because Bayley, to my knowledge, Bayley turned face yesterday. Bayley doesn't know how to be a face yet, if that makes any sense. In terms of not in terms of she doesn't know how to be a face, but she's been, like I said, she's been heel for a clean decade, to my knowledge. If not a little bit less, but she's been heel for years. So for her to just turn into a face and then win a championship.
No. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Rich Kings, get it together. I saw you laughing. Get it together, Rich Kings.
No, listen. I'm laughing at Mark. Like, I'm laughing at you. The fact that you're doing analysis on this horrible match, it's driving me crazy right now. I can't. It's driving me crazy.
No.
Because you said it before.
No, because I get it. I understand. On what bottom line is, this match was kind of a joke. I get it. So yes. I understand the match was a joke.
You called it a low from a Hell in a Cell. That was a bathroom break.
I'm breaking down why it was a joke, because I don't think it was WWE's intention for this match to be a joke.
No, it wasn't. It clearly wasn't. But it was hard. It was. I do think it was hard for him to follow up after that Hell in a Cell. And that's why I thought them having Hell in a Cell as the first match was just a bad idea. I just think it was a bad idea. I think hold up.
But that's the thing. I've been to several. Like I said, I've been to several wrestling shows, and this is what they do. They sit there and they give you the hype match. Where did he go? Whatever. They give you the hype match.
Whatever. I'm going to come back here. I didn't even know I did that. My bad. I was going to highlight the comments for you because
I hear what you're saying.
Let Mark cook.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They give you the hype match to start. They give you the hype match to start. It'll be I remember. Boom! It'll be a hype tag team match. It'll be a hype triple threat tag team match, and everybody's like, yeah. And then you need that. And then you need that cool down match to cool the crowd off, because we still have other matches to go. So was this the weakest match? Yes, it was the weakest match. Was this match comedy? Yes. but one of those two things was not intended. I don't think it was intended to be a comedy match, but it was definitely intended to be a cool down match. But it was funny though.
I would like to.
No.
Hold up. Come out. No. I look, we've died enough into this. We have 3 other matches. I'm gonna let Rich Kings get through because I know Mark wins. He went deep into this. People said let you cook, and I did let you cook. And right now my kitchen is on fire, so I don't want this to be going any further. Huh?
The food is burnt. So
I didn't even get to talk about Tiffany Stratton because y'all was talking about how Tiffany Stratton, y'all don't necessarily want her to be a face because she's been a heel for how long. And it's like, I get that.
Hold on, whoa. Hold on. I want you to talk. Gene, pay attention. Go ahead, Mark.
So yeah, y'all. One of my other thoughts, like I said, all of these thoughts I got.
Pay attention.
I got all of these thoughts from y'all because I was about to say this match was mid at best, and I wasn't even going to talk about it. But y'all. But it was y'all commentary on it was like, I was thinking about the match, and I was like, I understand why the match was mid. I understand why the match was the worst match of the night. No. And y'all talked about Tiffany Stratton. I know very little about Tiffany Stratton. Y'all say she was a heel for whatever, and it's like, cool, I get it. She was a heel, and y'all talking about, maybe she should be a babyface. Maybe she shouldn't be a baby, and maybe she shouldn't be a babyface yet. I get that. But like, haven't most of our other than I'm thinking Cena and Hogan, right? They've been faces for as long as I can remember until Hogan went to WCW. But
and Hoover took her.
No, even Cena, right? They all started as heels, and then they became the popping faces. So maybe for Tiffany Stratton, she needs to be a heel. So and then
can I highlight this real quick? I think this sums up everything because I want to get to the next match. They said the thing with Tiffany is she's still early in her career and she still needs to be fully established herself. It's different for more established names to bounce to baby easily, and I think Miss Sawyer has a point there.
That's cool. I was just trying to bring
things up. Will, and I do agree that at some point she will be. I don't think that she needs to be, right now, like right now, but it's looking that way. But I do want you to finish your thoughts before we move to the next match. 'Cause I know you have you're going to analyze it, so please finish your thoughts here so we can move to the next match.
My thoughts was basically done where we were talking about how Tiffany Stratton was, like I said, everybody around me in the stream and in the chat got more information on Tiffany Stratton than I do. I was just pointing something out about, how heels turn into amazing baby faces. But if she's still early in her career, understandable. Then maybe she shouldn't be a face yet. Cool. I was just bringing that up because that was just one of the thoughts that I had after everybody else was talking. Because otherwise, like I said, I was just going to say this match was mid at best. And I was going to go, like I say, Bayley got dominated and on to the next joint. But I had a bunch of thoughts after everybody had spoke about it.
Miss Sawyer says that's the thing. Most have found their niche being heels. You're right, Mark. And we got George says, knowing Triple H, he'll make Triple H Triple H. I'm sorry, because he's Triple H. But he'll be making Tiffany a babyface. So no, I wanted to move on because I didn't want to make the stream super long. We're already 50 minutes in. So I didn't even realize we were in that long end. But let's talk about this match. I'm going to start with you, Mark Wins, because you have a lot to say. I know you have a lot to say about this one. Damian Priest against Finn Balor, and Rich King's disappeared. But Mark Wins, me and you both watched this match. He's back. Okay. We watched this match live together. You was mentioning to me here about, hey, I watched SummerSlam, and it looked like Damian had the control underneath Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't want to say you're a fan of Damian Priest, but you're like, oh, they're really pushing this guy, Damian Priest. What did you think about this match? And then I'm going to give it to you, Rich Kings, and then Jean Baptiste, who is representing the Judgment Day, because you see the purple in the back, unless you're representing the Joker movie, the sequel, because I know that came out. Did you see that? Real quick, Jean Baptiste, did you see the sequel of the Joker?
I have not yet, only because for me, it was speculated that it might be a musical, and I wasn't.
It is a musical. It's speculated. They've been saying it was a musical for years.
Then I'm not really into the whole musical aspect of things like that, movies like that.
Didn't you see hold on, before I give you the floor, Mark Wins, I know that you have a lot to say, but I just want to talk a little bit because I'm really good at this thing called talking. But didn't you watch High School Musical 1 through 3?
No. Who the fuck told you I did that?
I made that rumor up.
Oh. Yeah, don't believe everything you hear, brother.
Well, I do want to say, name me, didn't you sing that Miley Cyrus song, Party in the USA? Hey.
That's a Miley Cyrus song?
Mark
well,
Wins.
If you're talking about Miley Cyrus, we're going to transition to Mark because he's about to come in like a wrecking ball. All right, Mark, let's go, Mark. What you got for us?
No, you dare take over my show. How dare you? That was rude. Mark Wins, please take over the show because I'm very upset.
Listen, I need Mark to change his name to Wrecking Ball after this because you are, listen, these takes, I love it, but ooh.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Mark, you're really upsetting me. He only upsets me because he's a Bill Goldberg fan, but I love him because I have to love him for the rest of my life. Go ahead, Bill Goldberg fan. What did you think about this match?
So, Damian Priest. I'm not a Damian Priest fan, but I see the vision. So, like I said, I had watched SummerSlam. It was either a week or two, like exactly a week or two after, because it was on a Saturday. I watched it, and I saw Gunther and Damian Priest had a title. I mean, a match for the title. Which what is it? The World Heavyweight title. So he had a match for the World Heavyweight title. I'm like, oh, Gunther's about to smoke Damian Priest. I was wrong. Gunther did not smoke Damian Priest. Damian Priest was not just holding his own. He had control of that match. Now, this is not to downplay Gunther. This is just how they booked that match. And they made Damian Priest look incredibly strong in that match compared to what I've seen Gunther do. I've seen Gunther lose against Sami Zayn, and I personally feel like in losing the Intercontinental Championship to Sami Zayn, he looked stronger in that match than he did winning against Damian Priest. If Finn Balor didn't, retaliate his domination against Damian Priest would have won that clean. And Gunther would have. I don't know where Gunther would be if he lost that match. That's how bad it looked. Like, could Gunther recover? Absolutely. I'm 100% positive he could. But at the moment, it looked bad. So now we're at this match because it was Finn Balor that betrayed Damian Priest. And now we're having this match. And in this match, Damian Priest was still looking like that guy. He was still looking like, yo, I am not the beast. I don't want to say the beast in terms of like, you know what I'm saying? He's the beast. He's not the beast incarnate, comparing him to, that type of level. But it feels like WWE is pushing this guy to be that guy. Like, it feels like he's going to have another title shot real soon and he's going to win. And Finn Balor is just, for the most part, he was getting dominated in this match. And then he had, Finn Balor had his goons come out and it didn't matter. Finn Balor still got dominated. I don't listen, good for Damian Priest that he's winning and they're gonna push him and they believe in him because that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like in my eyes. But I just feel like I find it crazy. I find it crazy. Why didn't he help without George? Okay, all right. Here we go.
George, she was just talking about George in the comment.
She's talking about Hunter Hearst Louise.
Yeah, no, she's not talking about like George.
Why didn't he?
I just want to highlight the comments. I'm sorry.
Finn Balor screwed Damian. That's exactly what happened. Finn Balor screwed Damian Priest. Damian Priest is about. I feel like it feels like Damian Priest is about to take off. I don't know where he's gonna go. I don't know where his ceiling is, but they're making him look real strong because Finn Balor betrayed him. Finn Balor was holding it down against Gunther. If that was supposed to be a one-on-one match back in the 1920s, you would be hard pressed to see Gunther win that match. Gunther was getting smoked. I watched that match. I'm a Gunther fan. Gunther was getting smoked.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Hold on. Stop
Gunther was not getting dominated in the SummerSlam match.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, first, I want to take control of this show because this is getting wild. But I'm laughing because when Rich King just go, Mark. Like, I do that all the time. I don't like when my gimmick is being stolen.
I didn't even know you did that. Oh, sorry.
You can already tell he's already sitting there saying, you're doing too much.
No, listen. To take the words of my social studies teacher in junior high school, let me interject here real quick. Let me help you out. So, you said he was getting dominated. I don't have no recollection watching the match. He was getting dominated. The last time I checked, it was a back and forth match. One was wrestling, the other one was wrestling too. And before he gave that assault of heaven chokeslam, he hit him with maybe 3 coup de grace. And I don't know how he was standing up still, but WWE just wanted to make this guy look strong for whatever reason, right? So
they're behind him, yeah,
they really are behind him. So let me say this real quick as well with that too, right? If I gave you 3 finishing moves on your neck or on your back, and you're still standing up, but you give me 1 finisher and it knocks me out, that's just the way how the script went. I don't think that he was getting dominated. And to backtrack your point with SummerSlam, right? That was part of the show. They wanted to make him look strong. Like, if they didn't want Finn Balor and the rest of the Judgment Day to interfere, Damian Priest would have been dominated by Gunther. He would have.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Time out. Rich Kings. Yeah, can you see me? Hi. Can you see me?
See you.
Oh, good. I'm glad. First off, great skincare. Tremendous. But I do want to say when you say dominate, you gotta say dominate. You gotta add the neck motion. Please do that.
Listen, my neck might fall off the damn table because of what Mark is saying these things. My neck might be rolling next because the domination piece.
You gotta give the neck motion. Give neck. You gotta do like that.
Wait, time out. Wait, all right. I'm asking questions.
I'm listening.
You said who was getting dominated?
I'm listening too. Hold on, wait. No, I didn't like any of that what Rich King said. Like he's the god of all this. I'm right here too. I'm listening too. Please.
Listen, I think you forgot I am the wrestling god, right?
I'm sorry, what? Listen, how dare you? You think you know more about
Jamie, right?
If we did wrestling trivia right now, I would smoke you the day before 420. How dare you? Do you want to do this? Oh, you're the wrestling guy? Do you see me? You say, oh God, you say, oh me.
I acknowledge the wrestling god, Rich Kings.
You know what?
Together.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, we got the weakest link out of here. Anybody else want to go?
Listen.
Please.
Listen. But
I don't like any of this because you said listen like I'm not right here. I know this stuff. Please, Mark, if you have questions, ask me. I'm right here. Hold on. Let me make sure my ass is...
No, I'm asking a question based on what Rich King said. Rich King said that he was getting dominated. I'm trying to figure out because there's a lot of he's. I want to know exactly who was dominating who. Who did he think was dominating who?
Which match are we talking about? SummerSlam? You're talking about SummerSlam, right?
I'm talking about either or because I feel like he was mixing the two. And I'm sorry, maybe I misinterpreted things. So I want to be clear.
All right. SummerSlam Gunther versus
match or SummerSlam, there was no domination. So when I think about domination, there's very little offensive moves. The person barely had a chance. What we saw was a back and forth, right? That's what I thought I saw. I don't think I saw Finn getting roughed up. I didn't see him bleeding. I didn't see him limping out the match.
That's fair. That's fair. You meant Damian, but yeah, that's fair. You know what? That is fair. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I will give you that. I might have been exaggerating because from what I know of Gunther smokes people, and they really did not. And Gunther was not able to smoke Damian the way I've seen him smoke Sami Zayn in the loss that he took. So I'll give you that. I might have exaggerated. I will give you that. I might have exaggerated that. I'll give you that. I apologize for that.
Thank you.
But I will say that Damian Priest was one of the very few that held his own against Gunther. I'll say even toward the build-up. Because most rivalries Gunther's involved in, Gunther usually is not only playing the mind game, but he usually finds a way to beat the crap out of his opponent long before the match gets there. When the match gets there,
I mentioned
you're 9 times out of 10 getting destroyed. Damian
I
Priest.
mentioned to one Markman because we were talking about the stuff with Gunther, and I wanted to save some of the stuff for the show, for conversation and stuff like that. And real quick, I do want to add this real quick. I do want to add this because I see the chat. The chat seemed pretty lively, and I did want to add this. I saw this online, and I'm going to get back to the comments, but the comments and the conversation. But I wanted to add this. So I saw this on CVV's Instagram. I don't know if you guys already seen this before, but I want you guys to take a look at this. Who do you think this is? They've held the championship, the Intercontinental Championship 2 times, held the WWE Championship 3 times, then the Tag Team Championship 3 times, the WWE Championship 2 times, Tag Team. Look, I'm not going to repeat all this, but I just want you guys to see the visual here. Do you guys see the visual?
It looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, he was a world heavyweight. He was a world tag team champion 2 times, then 3-time world champ, followed by 3-time tag team champ.
Give you an answer right away because I want the chat to. Matter of fact, do you have an answer?
2-time world champ, 1-time world. Wow. I'll get back to you on that one.
Sure. If you guys know, I'll post this up one more time. And once again, this is not something I made up. This is from the CVV channel, Chris Van Vliet. Great interviewer, by the way. He interviews a lot of great people. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys heard of him, but I saw this and I was like, hey, if you guys know who this is, and maybe you guys already know who it is, by the way, because this is an old thing, but I just wanted to put that up for fun conversation. But we got Jungle Boy. Who's a Jungle Boy stand? I gotta look at the chat, but I'm sorry, who was talking? I just wanted to put that up because I saw the chat and I just wanted to make it.
Oh no, I was just stating the fact that when it came down to Damian Priest and Gunther, I think it just looked different because throughout the whole build up to their match at SummerSlam, Damian was one of the very few who wasn't really getting punked by Gunther like most people would. Like he was holding his own. They were fighting back and forth and ripping each other apart. And when the time came for the match itself, it looked like Damian Priest had the upper hand. And I guess for story purposes, Finn screwed him. But if Finn wasn't a factor in that play, do I think Gunther would have beat Damian Priest?
I do.
Honestly, going to say I don't know because that match wasn't as one-sided as most Gunther's opponents are when it comes to facing Gunther. So it was one of those matches where you could look and say, maybe Damian might have won. Who knows? I can honestly say that's one of those who knows. Now, any other opponent, like maybe Chad Gable, yeah, it was kind of like, nah, maybe not.
You know what makes me think that Gunther would have won over regardless. Now, granted, but then again, Damian Priest is not that far from Randy Orton's age. Because I was gonna, because I feel like when I say, oh, he beat Randy, they can be like, oh, but Randy is this age. But Randy is, I mean, in his prime. I think Randy is still in. Randy's in the best shape of his life, and Randy Orton, and he beat Randy Orton clean. What was it, Bash at Berlin? So, I just go with because Gunther beat people. That's Gunther's whole gimmick. Gunther just beats people.
But Gunther, like everybody else in the past, every other monster which came before him in the past.
Yeah, no, but I think Damian. And I hear what you're saying. You're saying eventually he falls. I get you. I hear.
And not even eventually he falls. Depending on the right opponent in the right situation, he could fall. We all thought Lesnar was one of those. You ain't beating Lesnar. You ain't beating Lesnar.
Hold on. Can I make a story? So this is my commercial. We don't have commercials here, but Jean Baptiste, how long do you think you would last against Brock Lesnar in a match?
Not even 2 seconds.
Bum, 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 bum.
Literally, the opening match starts. I'm basically Kofi Kingston, but faster.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'm not lasting very long. No, there's no scenario where I last more than a minute against Brock Lesnar.
You know what's so sad? Because like this week actually makes 5 years that he lost to he beat Kofi, and that matters. So like you saying that is really offensive. But
wait, and isn't it 10 years since he broke the streak?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is 2024. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I had to think about that. Yeah, it is. I think April made 10 years.
Wait, is that your I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. What was you gonna say?
I was like, can you put that back up again?
What, that thing?
Yes.
Oh, someone was a big.
I think hold on. I think I know who this is.
Who is this, sir?
If I'm looking at this correctly, I think It's the final boss, The Rock.
Bro got it. Round of applause for Rich King.
You want to know what threw me off? The final belt. I was looking at it, I'm just like,
Well,
that's what I was saying.
So here's the thing about this, right? He had the spinner belt, but then that's when he made the transition to that championship. He held the Intercontinental. He held these championships so many times, tag team. You know what it is too? This he held this is supposed to be the WCW championship. You can't see where the mouse is at, but where there's the WWF championship and then the World Heavyweight, that's supposed to be WCW. He won the tag team championships with Chris Jericho, won the championship back from Chris Jericho. He dropped it at Vengeance Day 2001 to Jericho. That's when he became the Undisputed Championship. Won the Undisputed Championship at Vengeance Day. I forget what month that was. And
I remember because he dropped that to Brock, and then a couple of years later he beats. I think he beat CM Punk to that world title.
You trying to be the wrestling historian? That's my job. How dare you try to take my job?
I just want to say I think I proved that I am the wrestling.
Yeah, you think so? You think so? I would crush you in this. You know what? No. I one day we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna dominate you because you think. I'm so mad right now. Let's get to the next match.
Because did you get it? Did you get it right when you first saw it?
No. What did you say? Huh?
Did you get it when you first saw it?
Easily. I got it underneath 2 seconds.
He looked at the comments.
You know what? Hold on. Give me a second.
There was comments?
Okay, now it's better. All right. So how dare him? Get out of here. I knew this easily. No, I'm going to bring him back here. One day we're going to do... Get out. I'm going to bring him back in. See, this is the great with having the power here. But let me tell you something. One day we're going to do a trivia question.
Wrestling trivia, yes. I'm with that.
I'm going to dominate. You understand? This is all I do is wrestling. You know how people know there's
okay, wait. Time out. To be fair, I feel like it has to be WWE trivia or slash WWF.
Why can't it be WCW? Because I watch WCW, so I gotta be.
You know what? Okay, I was right. It could be WCW. Maybe he was watching WCW. I believe he was. Or you wasn't.
Paquito. In the words of Guerrero.
Because I was thinking TNA, and I know for sure Rich Kings wasn't watching TNA because I could sit there and
total nonstop assholes.
Right, that's what. Because I'm sure because in my mind I'm like I can beat Rich Kings in TNA trivia free, right? But yes, that's what I'm saying. So I just wanted to
one day. No, no one hypes this better than me. Hold on, everyone, shut up. Let me talk.
Yeah, Jeffrey in the chat. Let's have a WWE trivia. Let's do this one.
And we're gonna do that. And when it happens, and when I beat you, I want you to acknowledge me. No. Stop. You stop talking. You beautiful black man. I want you to stop talking. Let me say something to you. Hold on. We're going to do this WWE trivia thing, and when I dominate you, I want you to acknowledge me as your great Grand Slam poobah. You understand me? You are my Paul Heyman to my Roman Reigns. That means when I do a show, I'm going to show the abs with baby oil. How's that sound?
I don't think you can find baby oil. That's all I did.
Which means I know more, which means I am the one you should go to if I'm your Paul Heyman.
Ooh! What'd you say? I didn't hear any of that.
Well, if I'm your Paul Heyman, that means I'm the wise man, which means I know more, which means you come to me for advice, which means I know more than you.
No, I just want you to walk with me. I just want you to walk places with me because I think that you should hold my championships. That's what I think you should do. I think you are the wise. I think you're smart, but you're not smarter than me. How's that sound?
Like bullshit.
Carol.
Why do you invite this guy?
Listen, we need that. All right, let's next.
George is getting tired.
George the Fifth. Next match, please. Let's go.
Let's go. What? So we talked about Finn Balor's match. Let's talk about this one. I'm interested in hearing what you guys thought about this. It was Liv Morgan defending her World Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. And Dirty Dom was in the shark cage here. I want to start with you, Jean Baptiste. I know I keep cutting you out here because you're so rude to me. But what did you think about this match here? We had a sighting of I mean, a lot of people were saying this. It was something. This was not nothing I even came up with. A lot of people were saying Raquel might show up, and I don't.
Doesn't anybody see this comment that Jeff dropped?
Who?
Jeff Reimer.
Super kick.
You know, let me say something real quick. He think he's so funny right now. He wrote that comment, and he's probably laughing at his own joke because no one laughs at his jokes. How dare you, Jeffrey Reimer? How dare you come in? You know, and I Jeffrey tries to pretend. I don't trust anyone named Jeffrey. Anyone named Jeffrey, you obviously know that they're just full.
I nominate Jeffrey to ask the questions for this trivia.
Listen, Jeffrey, I know you probably know some trivia too, but I know Jacob because we both love this my moment too. Remember Goldberg went for the spear on Bret Hart, and he just collapsed. What happened?
You know what? This is why we're not going to do the trivia because that's what happens. See, Rich King, you are a beautiful man. I love you, Rich King. I want to express my love to you. I love you so much. I acknowledge you, Rich Kings. You are great. Jeffrey, you have made an enemy out of the both of us. You thought you made the funny, and you didn't make the funny. You wouldn't open for Kevin Hart, and I want you to understand right now, someone is throwing a quarter at you, and you didn't catch it because you played for the Atlantic Braves. How was that, Rich Kings? Was that good?
Damn.
I approve that message.
Thank you.
Damn.
We won. How's that? We are the tag team champions of the world. Let's sing the song. But no, real quick, Jean Baptiste, what did you think about this match here?
First off, I want to point out how we had this bullshit ass ref who decides he wants to go into business for himself. All right. Rhea Ripley sat there and said, I have some unfinished business. You deserve it.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Hold on, wait. I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Because I want you to understand this is very rude. She always wanted to go against me. Disgusting. I just wanted to highlight that. I want you to understand you're getting a text message before the night is up because how dare you? Jean Baptiste, continue to talk about I don't know what you was talking about.
The crooked ass ref who decides, fuck the 10 count. You deserve it. Go get your revenge. Like, first and foremost, that ref needed to go somewhere. And let's, oh my goodness. And then mind you, that botch finish was hilarious to me because Raquel Rodriguez comes, attacks Rhea Ripley. Clearly, we all heard the bell for this disqualification. And what does she do? Here, Liv, get your pin. Yo, the match is over. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop, please. All in all, it was good to see Raquel Rodriguez return.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but did you? And you mentioned the stuff about the ref. So, do you think that was a botch? Because that was weird. Because Raquel did throw Liv on top of Rhea, right? And that's when the disqualification happened.
So I'm pretty sure it's a title match. There wasn't no special rules to it.
Right.
So outside interference will automatically count as a disqualification. Now, I don't know if the ref was supposed to have his back turned or maybe he wasn't supposed to see the attack coming, but unfortunately he did, rung the bell, and then, I'm just like, this had to be maybe a botch finish. Maybe the finish was supposed to be Raquel attacks Rhea, ref didn't see it, gives her a Tejada bomb while the ref is distracted, throws Liv on top of Rhea, and it's supposed to be a 1-2-3. Clean, dirty victory with shenanigans. But the disqualification happened, so clearly that ending was definitely botched. The little gimmick with Tom on top of the shark cage was nothing more than comedy. Him falling out and hanging by his leg and getting beat like a piñata was hilarious. But otherwise, it's like if I was to give this match a rating, 6.5 out of 10 at best.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute my mic. Okay. Mark Wins, I know you usually have a lot to say, but what did you think about? We watched this together. I'm sorry, hiccup. What did you think about this match and then Rich Kings?
This match was okay. So first of all, right, boom. Dominic is scared of heights. Lift him up. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Like he wasn't so high that he couldn't. He wasn't so okay. So I don't have a fear of heights. So maybe I don't know. But I feel like he wasn't so high that if he wanted to interfere in the match, he couldn't just like. And then there was a whole bar at the bottom. Like it wasn't even like he had to grip like the absolute bottom of the cage. There was a whole bar that he could have gripped and got himself down safely. But whatever, that's nitpicking. That is a nitpick. What's not a nitpick is the botching of the interference. Absolutely insane, because the ref in this match was wild. So there was a comment that said Miss Rodriguez did not get a pop. That's jokes, because she absolutely didn't get a pop, which is funny because apparently she had been gone for some time and she came back and nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. It wasn't a boo. It wasn't a hooray. It was nothing. She got no pop. That's jokes. I didn't know that she should have got a pop, but she absolutely didn't. But yeah, the ref was crazy because between Raquel trying to put Liv on top of Rhea to win the match and it didn't matter, and then like the crazy part was how the ref was like ignoring Raquel Rodriguez despite the fact that he clearly already saw her. So like he like turned his back or something. It was weird. And then he turned his back or something, but he already saw her. And then it was like, oh, and then it felt like, oh, maybe I should ring the bell. Yes, you should ring the bell. Clearly, this is a disqualification. There's disqualification in this match. No DQ was not a stipulation in this match. So clearly you need to ring the bell because you messed up. It was bad. It was a decent little back and forth type of match. It was better than Bayley's match for real.
Mm-hmm.
Until the shenanigans began. That was crazy. That was wild. But the ref. I don't know who to blame for that. I want to say the ref was the one that messed that up. I felt like the refereeing was wild.
No, it's not just the ref. You got to blame production. You know what kind of screwed that whole thing up? The reason why I say the production is because the one thing that screwed this entire match up completely, the ref saw Raquel Rodriguez while he tried to turn his back. You could have gotten away with it, but there's one key feature probably went over everybody's head. That stupid little ref cam. Unfortunately, whatever he sees, that camera sees. And it's like, I already saw her. Can't really cover this up anymore. Yeah, I'm going to have to ring the bell. Like, literally, that stupid ref cam is stupid. I don't know who thought that was a genius idea, but you're kind of...
Oh, wait. Time out. Was this not the match where, like, the ref... Somebody like, oh right, so Liv had pinned Rhea. Rhea pushed. The ref. No. The ref was actually bad. Hold on, because Rhea had pushed Liv off of her, and she like bumped the ref. But the ref, not knowing that she had a ref shirt on, was like, "Yo, what was that? Why'd you do that?" And then somebody had to hit her for her to go down.
That was a Nia Jax match.
It's the ref's fault. I'm blaming the ref.
No, I was going to say that was. I just wanted to say that was the Nia Jax match. You're talking about the one.
That was the Nia Jax match.
Nia Jax like squash. I just wanted to highlight real quick, and I want to give. I want to give the floor real quick. I want to give the floor to Rich Kings here, but I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey in the chat because he sent me something on Twitter. So shout out to you, Jeffrey. Thank you for this. But I did want to highlight this. But it said it was implicated that the original finish to Rhea versus Liv was Liv winning with Raquel's help. However, the ref couldn't justify not doing a DQ finish as he saw everything. And as he said, they don't. And if I'm not sure if they still do this now with the refs. I'm just not sure. I'm not confident to say. But from one of the things I've known for the longest time, like the ref, they do this stuff as a shoot. They don't even tell them to finish, and the ref have to, which I think is the right thing to do because. Hey, I saw that happen. I think it makes the refs look dumb if they go like, which way did they go, George? Which way did they go? So they had to do that. And because it did look weird when I saw Raquel throw Liv on top of Rhea. I thought that looked weird. And then you had the bell ring. I'm like, well, what are we doing here? What is happening here? Rich Kings, please take the floor. What did you think about this match and that finish?
I think the match was okay for the most part, right? I think just to echo everybody's sentiment here about when Raquel came out, the crowd gave two shits as to what the fuck she was doing there, why she was there, who she was. They did not care. And I think it was Shay yesterday that brought up the fact that Raquel might come out tonight. So she was right. It is what it is. Now to the botched finish, I hear what you're saying about the referee, but do your fucking you don't have to do your job this is the NBA or the NFL. This is wrestling, all right? So you could have been like, I didn't see it. There was something in my eye. You could have quickly turned your neck. There could have been so many different things you could have done differently. But you want to be Mr. Literal Man, and you ruined it. You just ruined it. He gets 100% the blame for this one. Then maybe I don't know if the script was Raquel came out too early. I don't know what's going on, but you clearly know this is a title match. I hope you're aware of that, right? And on top of that, let me back up. We're announcing these referees that we're supposed to give a shit. There was a scene in the beginning after we announced the competitors. You see the referee, the ref cam. I still don't know what the fuck his fucking name was, so that did absolutely nothing. I better ask the chat who that referee was. They still can't tell me. All we know is he had a referee cam and he fucked up the fucking match because he rings the bell, she hits the finisher, throws the person on top, and I'm looking around I'm just as lost as everybody else. No one knew what was going on. And then they almost went to a commercial immediately. I'm pretty sure Triple H was in the back throwing his head what the fuck were you fucking doing? And if I was Triple H, you're suspended for the next pay-per-view, bitch. You fucked up a pay-per-view. This was not a house show. This was not Raw. This was a pay-per-view where Triple H didn't come out after or before, whatever it was, and said this was the biggest gate they drew. So that means that they won the biggest eyes at the pay-per-view, and you fucked it up. Here's the suspension. Goodbye. That's what I think about that.
Yeah, so you mentioned that how the refs is supposed to come up with something where oh, I didn't see it. The one thing the biggest botch other than tonight's match with Liv versus Rhea, the biggest botch, and it wasn't even a botch. The ref did what he was supposed to do because the storyline had to continue. It was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing match
at the Royal Rumble. And you know what that referee did? He knew his role. He said, I'm minding my business. This one, they ain't gonna get me cursed on.
Right. And he stopped counting. He all the way stopped counting because he knew, nope, I refuse to count to 10. That's a
exactly fact. Well, I'll give you one better. Let's go back to the Damian and Finn match. There was clearly a chair in the ring, and we heard a chair shot. You know what the referee didn't do? He didn't turn around and says, oh my God, disqualification. I didn't see it, but I heard it. Come on, stop. Let's just stop for a second, right? You're taking your job a little bit.
No, hold on. So let me make sure I get this clear.
There is a Tachytron which shows what's going on in the match. So he clearly saw what was going on aside with the interference. But you know what he did? He didn't see the big ass 100-foot screen. You know why? Because this is part of the show. This is part of the show.
And you know what? Not for nothing. I hear what you're saying. I mean, there's times where refs look like idiots and stuff like that. I can't fault them for that. I just can't. There's times where refs and they be blatant in front of him and they turn how you said, oh, I'm doing my job. I gotta turn around. But I appreciate that they sat here and was like, hey, I'm not an idiot. I saw this and I have to call it for what it is.
But the point was I think what it is the point was he shouldn't have saw it to begin with. I feel like the ref.
But is that on the ref? Is that on the ref? Is that on the ref?
Okay, so say if he did see
it. Because I feel like the ref missed his cue. The ref needed to do something such that he did not see what was going on, but yet somehow he saw it, and that is why. Because there was a delayed. When the bell rang for DQ, it was very, very delayed. It was very delayed because it was oh, she interfered, but there was still time. There were seconds. It wasn't even maybe the person that was supposed to ring the bell. No, there were seconds where the person is yo, do I ring this bell? Do I not ring this bell? It was that type of confusion because the ref was supposed to be the one that called it. And the ref was trying to pretend that he didn't see it, but he clearly saw it. It was really weird. I don't like. I
would honestly watch it back because when I saw it happen, and it was weird. It was weird. I just have to watch it back because I just can't. It's hard for me to fault the ref. I mean, granted, maybe it's on the ref. I would have to watch it back But I also go like, if it's in front of him and something is going on, like, am I gonna really throw?
Yes, but first of all, if the ref was if he did his job in the first place, right? You allow Rhea to go outside and fucking abuse Dom, bitch. That should have been a fucking counter. If you really want to be doing your job, you should have counted her ass out in the first place. But you didn't do that. What you wanted to do was run your ass outside the fucking ring, and now try to break shit up. And now you did too much, ref. You can get your ass in the suspension. Teach your ass a lesson.
I wouldn't suspend the ref, but I hear nonetheless. I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying about technicality and all this stuff, and obviously it's for the storyline purposes. But I also think that, and once again, I had to watch it back because I don't even remember. Like Rhea, I mean not Rhea. God, what's her name? Raquel came out of nowhere, and I don't know. She was in front of the ref and did all that stuff. You get what I'm saying? Where that's where for me, where I'm like, but she was in front of the ref. But I have to watch it back. I have to watch it back.
Speaking of countouts, I just remember something. It's not from this match, it's from the Nia Jax versus Bayley match.
Sure.
I remembered where Bayley the ref is counting, as she should, and Bayley was trying to drag Nia Jax back into the ring, and she couldn't. And for whatever reason, like that match was real comedy because like this was bad, right? Like Bayley's been in the business for some time now, and she's trying to drag Nia Jax back into the ring, and she couldn't. Cool, understandable. But she's like looking around like, yo, what am I supposed to do? Like, how am I supposed to? What do you mean? You go back in the ring and you come back out and you reset the count. But she was confused. She didn't know what to do, and it blew my mind. But that was, like I said, that was the past match. I don't whatever. The refereeing,
and that's fair. I would have to look. I would look back. I will look back at this thing just to be, just to have an actual answer because I think there's actually some great points here on what you guys are saying. But with that all being said, let's talk about the main event here. It wasn't the Hell in a Cell. It was this match right here. We had Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns going against the Bloodline here. We have Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. I'm going to give the floor to you, gentlemen, because I don't know what's going on with my thing here. But hold on, let me take this off here. I apologize. But let's start with you, Rich Kings. What do you think about this match and the finish? We had our final boss here. Real quick, if I can pull the curtain back a little bit here, we have a group chat. Me, you, and Jeff. I'm sorry, Jean Baptiste. I apologize. I shot your shoot name. Apologies, sir. But
I got any Dumas.
Yeah, thank you. But you wrote that this was cinema, so please, I want you to take the floor first here because The Rock is your guy. So please, what do you think about this match?
Yeah, I mean that is great. The Rock is my guy, but they're the final boss. Right? So what I would say is that the match itself. Are you finished?
What the f is that?
That's it.
Great Grand Slam Cuba, are you good? Your mic is going crazy. Great Grand Slam Cuba, are you good? Your mic is going crazy.
I'm sorry.
Yo, it's the rise of Skynet. We're done.
That's what
Bang, 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 bang. It's the rise of Skynet. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Well, what did you say?
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
What was sore? Because I was trying to put my video thing up, but
it's like an echo. It's I mean, we don't hear it no more, but there was an echo, there was like static, but I think it's fixed now. So you guys good on your end? You guys hear it?
No, I don't hear anything.
No.
It's over.
There he goes, Jeffrey. Uncle Howdy over there. So yeah, it was kind of weird just now. It's almost like the NWO was coming out, like world over. What's going on? All right. So back to business, right? So I would say that the match itself was it was solid. It was a good match. Great to see Roman back. It was great to see him and Cody have some kind of chemistry back and forth. No, one thing about Roman, man, there is something about playing a character to a T. And this guy interacts with the fans. He's like, yeah, they want me in the match. He's over here talking shit across the ring. he's antagonizing his partner, like, give me the fucking tag. I'm waiting for you. It's like moments like that about Roman Reigns that is why this was the match I was looking forward to the most, because I miss his in-ring persona and how he just talks shit regardless if he's winning, losing, whatever's happening. I love that. But great showing for Jacob. I mean, he went through the freaking barricade, just decided I'm gonna get back up because I'm the werewolf. I'm like, what? So it was a good great spots, good stuff. But to me, towards the end, seeing Jimmy behind those two idiots, I mean, they're just like looking around like, I mean, clearly like something's happening. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, goodbye, like, get out. So seeing Jimmy return was amazing. Them like having that little brief moment again, and then coming back to save, I guess Cody was great because he kept his word right. Of course, you know who disapproved about that. To me, it seemed like he disapproved that. In my vantage point, I'm curious to hear what you guys think about The Rock's. Well, he was trying to say what he was thinking, but he was trying to say what he was thinking.
So real quick, is my audio pretty good?
No, it's fucking
Your
terrible.
audio is echoing. It's overall okay, but I think you have to mute when you're not speaking.
Yeah, but I would just say The Rock just did him coming out with that music. And then when he did a one, I thought he was doing a one to the sky, but he was counting the three. Just everything was just great. Like I think The Rock seems to touch where he just on this return is turned to gold. So I felt it was really good. So I'm not too sure who was next. Who's next?
As far as this match, it was definitely match of the night. Well, not match of the night. It was definitely one of my second favorite matches of the night. Jacob Fatu going through the barricade was kind of funny because Cody literally just moved out the way, which is a great in-ring awareness. Finally, somebody just not standing there to take a goddamn spear through the barricade. That was hilarious to me.
Jean Baptiste, you know how much I love awareness.
Yes, like it's great to see awareness. Like, oh, charging giant Samoan at me, I'll move. You just watch him plow through it. That was hilarious to me. I love that. The table spot was actually pretty cool too. Seeing Cody leap off the table, it was definitely dope seeing. As far as Donnie Thornberry and Bachaloa, I was hoping I didn't have to see those two, but the fact that they showed up and, as Rich Kings would say, like idiots, just sat there. Like I knew it was Jimmy. I see a guy with a black jacket and bandana. It's like, that's Jimmy. This is Jimmy. You idiots, turn around. Jimmy's right. Whatever. Great match overall. As far as The Rock coming out, I was confused because I don't know what the hell he was doing. Comes out, he raises his eyebrow, counts 1, 2, 3, does that little cut symbol on his neck, and then just walks out. And I'm just like, what did I just watch here?
Real quick, just to make sure my everything on my end
better. It sounds better.
Okay,
Yes.
I don't know what was going on here. We were talking about the stuff with The Rock. I think they're setting up something for Rock and Roman. I was talking with Mark Wins. We were talking earlier before we did the show, and hey, Rock want to have this shot at Cody and stuff like that. But I think they want to get that Roman and Rock match. They wanted to do it this year. It didn't happen. They switched up. I think at 41, I'm sorry, I want to make sure I got the numbers right here, but WrestleMania 41, they want to get this match. I got out of it, and I feel like Rich King said this. I felt that what you said. I felt like Rock disapproved of Roman siding with Cody. He's probably looking at him like, you're a traitor. Like, why are you teaming up with this guy? And I don't know what the 1, 2, 3 meant, but when he did like this, means like you're dead to me. Now it makes me wonder what Survivor Series look like, and that was something I asked yesterday. Like, so right now I see Roman and he has Jimmy back. Paul Heyman is going to be back eventually. When are we going to get Jay back? Now, I don't think Jay's holding that Intercontinental Championship for long. I really don't. I think he's defending it on Monday. He's going to beat Xavier Woods. Cool. But he's not holding that for the long. It's not for the long time. He's going to drop it. And I'm wondering how they bring him into the mix.
You keep saying he's going to drop it. What makes you think he's going to drop it? Because of that Bloodline Civil War thing? He's not. If anything, him keeping that Intercontinental Champion for that Bloodline Civil War kind of brings more to the story, if anything. Because if anything, him showing up with that IC belt like we know Jay's not gonna just run back to Roman, but if anything, he can literally look at Roman in his face and said, "Unlike you, I did it by myself." Like that literally adds more.
But that's remotely not even true.
He did. He went to Raw by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Went through all these championship matches that he's lost.
Wait, hold on, wait. You're saying that, and granted, maybe you're talking about the Tribal Chief era, but didn't Roman win the WWE Championship on his own without Jay? Like, what?
He won it on his own, but he defended it for 4 years straight. And most of his matches, I would say 9 times out of 10, it ended with shenanigans from the Bloodline.
It depends on who it was, but definitely wasn't, because if you're saying like, oh, the Uso interfered when he went against Matt Riddle, like we're just talking shenanigans here. Now, like there are some cases, like if you're saying with the Brock Lesnar stuff, sure. And
Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes. Who else is going after Roman? Anybody, Matt Riddle, anybody who's gone after Roman.
Matt Riddle, like no, and I like Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle, he called me a stallion, so I love me some Matt Riddle. But not Matt Riddle. There's some people where Roman actually have beaten them clean. Can I name on top of my head? No, I'm not gonna even sit here and pretend that I can. But I sit here and go, I hear what you're saying, but Jay's not holding that championship long. He's not meant to hold a championship long.
I mean, you know what? I'll agree to disagree, because you're the same person who said Jay's not winning a singles title this year, and you've already been proven wrong.
And you know what?
I'll agree to disagree with you.
And I can own up to that. I was wrong. Like how you're half the time wrong when we do stuff about wrestling half the time, and that's fair. I'll give it to you. I was wrong once upon a time. I give that to you. But Rich King, do you think that Jey Uso is holding that championship for the long
time? It depends who. It all depends who he goes against, right? Right now, not against Xavier Woods. He should beat Xavier Woods, right? But I don't think the year ends with him holding that belt. We're in October.
I agree.
So he loses it in December.
He's not. He's just simply not.
Because the reason why I say that too is because I'm not too sure where we'll have a clearer picture what happens after Crown Jewel. I feel like we're going into Survivor Series, but it seems right now that they're trying to craft up, in my mind, just thinking about what they're doing. If The Rock truly disapproved of the whole Cody Rhodes assist, right? I could see.
You know what? I love that you mentioned The Rock stuff, because you know what? I don't know how much The Rock's gonna be involved, right? But like, I'm intrigued by this because like, I don't see Jay holding it for a long time. I just don't, and it's not no discredit to him. I just don't think he's meant to. I think they put the title on him because he's red hot. You was calling it for a long. And listen, I'm busting your balls here a little bit, Jean Baptiste, but you were someone who kept saying like, hey, he's gonna have the championship, give it time, blah blah blah, and that was you. But I sit here and think about now with The Rock involved. And I don't know why he would mess with Jay, but think about this. Maybe he does something where he gets involved and he does something where I don't know what he does, how to screw Jay, but he screws Jay.
He pushes him. He's a final boss.
I see it happening, but I think everybody's missing one key thing. Rock may not even be back for Roman. He might be back for Cody, because remember, after WrestleMania, Cody he made it clear when he gets back, him and Cody has unfinished business.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's a good. That's to the point, right? So if I told you already, right, we're all a faction. I said I'm coming after you, Cody, but then one of y'all decide to team up and help him when the our bloodline is kicking his ass. I'm gonna look at you like, well, what are you doing? Like, you know that we have beef with this guy. He just beat you, a part of the bloodline. Here you go helping him out.
Right.
We got beef now.
And that is the genius of The Rock.
It also comes down to who he actually acknowledges as the true tribal chief as well.
Right, but we don't even know who he was acknowledging with the 1, 2, 3. Like,
yeah,
because he put up the ones, like he put up the one, like, oh yeah, I'm with the whatchamacallit, but then he went 2, and then he put up a different set of fingers for 3. Like, so what does that mean? Does even that mean anything? I don't know.
And it could mean he got 3 different issues.
It's the Dudley Boys.
It could be too many different. It could mean one of too many things. It could mean 3 different problems that he's going to take care of in one shot. that could have just been a message to Cody, like, yo, that belt, I promised you I was coming back for it. Whatever the hell he whispered to Cody and gave to Cody before he left, he did promise he was going to come back and go after that belt. That could be his way of saying, at 1, 2, 3 is right around the corner.
Honestly, I don't even think that's going to be a thing for Mania. I think that's something at the Royal Rumble, because I really think that Rock and Roman want to have that WrestleMania moment, and I think that we're going to have Cody. So Rock is not going to wrestle just any pay-per-view, right? I think he's going to wrestle with one of them big fours. And I don't think it's going to be Survivor Series. I think it's going to be Royal Rumble. And they get out the way, because you're absolutely right. You shout out to you, Barista. He was calling out. Look at that beautiful smile. Round of applause to that beautiful smile there. But I think because, right, they want to close that storyline with Cody and Rock. And then Rock has his moment or Roman and Rock have their moment, because it was supposed to be this year and they moved it. That's what I think. That's my thought process, nonetheless. Because Rock is not wrestling at Fastlane or No Way Out or whatever these pay-per-views are called. He's not going to wrestle at Ground Justice or something like that.
No, they have to.
What about Crown Jewel though?
No,
I don't
know.
No,
I don't.
Why not?
I don't.
Because he hasn't done it. Because he hasn't done it before, or because he hasn't been free to do it. I'm
You
asking.
know what? I think it would depend. If the money's right, if the Saudis are willing to pay up,
they
he
would
might.
though. But they would though. They pay crazy amount of money. That's why a lot of them go over there. I don't have the pricing on it, but from what I'm understanding, a lot of people will be able to pay off a lot of stuff by going over there. So they're paying crazy money. But let me ask you guys this: do you think Rock is crying for money? Like, do you think Rock is sitting there saying, "Oh man, I should do this before I get bankrupt"? No,
It's not about crying. It's not about crying for money. It's just about getting paid and enhancing. Boom! Now my daughter or my son or my whomever gets a little bit of boom. I can throw that in my trust real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not necessarily about is he's crying for money. He's absolutely not crying for money. But you know what?
I am.
That's right. You know why you're crying? Because the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The rich don't play. They want their money. So if someone pays, they sit there and say, "Hey, here's a payday," they'll go for it. I can see him go for it.
I wanted to touch on this because Jeffrey, shout out to him because he's been sending me stuff on Twitter. Thank you for that. As a matter of fact, somebody wanted to throw out here, and ShaySawyer put it earlier in the chat. Because I did want to add this piece right here. So you're talking about I'm sorry, I said Grand Slam. I apologize. What's this other thing called?
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Thank you.
I think the Saudi.
Yes, I think we're getting Kevin Owens against Randy. I'm sorry. Cody Rhodes, because he beat the hell out of him. There's some footage. I don't know if you guys saw it. And once again, thank you, Jeffrey Reimer, for sending it to me. But they had a conversation, and Kevin Owens beat the hell out of him. So it looked like Kevin Owens is officially a heel, which I think is great because Kevin Owens is a fantastic heel. I didn't hear what they were talking about. I don't know if Cody said, "Hey, we just need to talk about this," and KO was like, "No, I'm sorry, coughing here. Apologies here, but I think that's going to be his match at Crown Jewel. So no, I don't think it's
time out.
No,
okay.
it's not going to be at Crown Jewel because Crown Jewel is already
right? I hear what you're saying about
champion versus champion.
KO and Cody Rhodes, but Triple H said it would be champion versus champion for that Crown Jewel belt. That's what he said. So I'm trying to figure out how, is it possible? Yeah, where KO and Cody have the match, and then whoever wins that goes for the Crown Jewel belt. But they specifically said that there's going to be that Crown Jewel belt that they showed is going to be a champion versus champion match. That's what Triple H specifically said. So obviously, based on the footage that I haven't seen that you were sent, so I believe it happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Clearly it did. There will be KO versus Cody at some point. But at what point is it? If it happens at whatchamacallit, then when KO loses, because I don't think that Cody Rhodes is losing the belt at Crown Jewel.
Here's the thing: Cody's not losing that championship this year. Like
right.
That's not happening.
Exactly. So when Cody beats KO, is he beating KO at Crown Jewel just to lose the belt, just to lose the Crown Jewel belt to either Sami Zayn or Gunther at Crown Jewel? I don't know. I don't know the answer.
It can't be Sami Zayn because Sami's on. Now, granted, I understand. So let me just break it down to you. Sami's on Raw. KO is on SmackDown. You said Randy Orton. Randy Orton's on SmackDown. So, like, yeah.
Right, but Sami Zayn is going against Gunther on Monday. No,
Raw. That's what I'm saying. That's all on Raw.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, Sami Zayn already beat Gunther, so
that's not. Look, Mark. I'm not gonna hold you. Look, first off, please, class is in session.
Class is in session. I get that, but like I don't know. Like I said, I watched these matches and I seen Gunther. If Gunther got that momentum where he's like, yeah, I'm not losing to this guy again, great, wonderful, excellent. I hope that's what the case is.
Mark, hold on. Please.
Because you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when Batista could not win a championship for nothing.
That's great.
Batista would sit here, I'm dominant, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Batista. And all of a sudden, championship is on the line.
Does anybody here, all in favor, does anybody think Gunther is losing the championship? Say aye.
I don't think he's losing it either. I'm just saying they put that possibility out there. That's my point. My point is they put that possibility out there. They didn't pick random wrestler number 5 to go up against Gunther Monday at on Raw. That's not what they put. They picked Sami Zayn for a reason. They picked Sami Zayn because he done did it already. Do I think Sami Zayn's gonna beat him twice? No, and I really hope they don't do it. As much as, and here's the crazy thing: as much as I would love to see Gunther versus Goldberg, I want to see that match, and I might be the only person on the planet, other than maybe the Saudis, that want to see that match. Other than that country, I might be the only person outside of that country that wants to see that match. But I don't want to see it for the belt, and I don't even want to see it, and I don't want to see it because Gunther lost the belt. Personally, if that match happens, let it happen at some other random pay-per-view, and then Gunther wins, cleans Goldberg up. I don't necessarily want to see it. I don't want to see Goldberg going for the crown jewel. I don't even want to see Goldberg beat Gunther. Period. Point. Period. But I would love to
see Goldberg. Period.
Exactly.
I don't even want to see Goldberg. Period.
There's no reason.
I would love to. You know why I want to see Goldberg? Because I want to see because Goldberg was talking all that crap about how he didn't get his retirement match. Let this be your retirement match. This is your retirement match. Put Gunther over. Let Gunther be that guy, and let him rock out with that championship for time because he beat Goldberg. That's what I want to see. That's personally what I want to see. Where's the best optimal time? I don't really know.
This is where we get lost a little bit, right? I hear what you're saying about Gunther. I think this is where your fandom gets in the way a little bit. Who the fuck is Goldberg these days? Goldberg
has 4 championships in 4 decades. He has a championship in 4 decades.
Right? This is not 2004.
Did you not hear did we not hear the crowd get crazy when Goldberg was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm about to get up in there." What you mean? Who's Goldberg? I get it. We don't want Goldberg in matches, right? So we don't want Goldberg in matches. Pretend that Goldberg still is not draw. If to sit there and pretend that Goldberg is not a draw,
I want to know. It's not what this means. So someone like Carmelo Hayes, he needs to come out and beat Bret Hart because Bret Hart's the best ever was, the best ever will be. No, we don't need to see that. You are a legend. You did your thing. Great job. This is not 2004. This is not 1994. We don't need to see Bill Goldberg versus Gunther. It would not work. Like that. Last time we saw Bill Goldberg, it was a joke. It was a fucking joke.
Every time, look, fair enough. Every time we see Goldberg, it's a joke because Goldberg should not be wrestling matches longer than 90 to 120 seconds. I get all of that.
Why would you want to see a 120-second match?
Because it's Gunther versus Goldberg to sit there and have so here's the problem. Here's the thing. The problem is this.
Hold on, wait. Time out. I'm gonna cut everybody off. Let's save this for after the show because we've already went an hour and 55 minutes, and I don't think anyone cared to hear about this Goldberg talk. So we'll save it for after the show and have this talk. But I do want to sit here and plug real quick and sit here and say thank you guys for staying with us to hear our thoughts about Bad Blood. It was 5 matches. But real quick, how would we rate the show, boys? I'm gonna start with Eugene Baptiste because I see that you are playing the PlayStation 5. So
no, I'm actually watching. I'm just watching highlights from the conference, for the after Bad Blood conference.
I want to highlight real quick what Jeffrey said here. He said, "I'm sorry, Taker, you had to suffer that way to go," and I agree because
I do too.
It's not what he was like. I'll sit here and say, if you want me to say something else about Goldberg back in the 90s and that mid 2000 period, cool. I don't want to see Goldberg in the ring at this point because he's just not what he used to be. He's just not. If you say prime example, look, Goldberg was a beast in the 90s. I don't know if you guys can still hear me because I see my mic, my camera froze, so I'm going to stop my camera. But Goldberg was a beast in the 90s, and he was super strong. He hit a suplex on the Fiend and then pinned him. I thought that was embarrassing. I just don't want to see that at this point. And if I'm lying, please someone tell me I'm lying because I know people know I'm not a Bill Goldberg fan, but someone tell me I'm lying. I don't think he can hit the jackhammer on Gunther. I just don't.
He almost broke the Undertaker's neck doing a jackhammer.
Have to hit the jackhammer on him. He doesn't have to. He's spearing once, and then he kicks out, then he gets chopped up, and then Gunther picks however he wants to finish him, and he finishes him. Boom.
Here's the other thing about Gunther. Gunther's a.
Was that fun? I gotta ask. How is that a fun match? That's not fun.
Hold on. Whoa. I just want to say this. Gunther is his in-ring stuff is intense. He's a physical kind of being. I don't think Goldberg can handle that at this age. I sincerely say that. Like, if Gunther chops Goldberg, he might turn to dust.
I don't believe that.
I do.
I don't believe. I believe that the first couple of times Gunther chops Goldberg, Goldberg's gonna look at him like, "The hell was that? Are you kidding?" Goldberg? They're not just gonna kill the. They're not just going to kill the spectacle of Goldberg. Not like that. Listen, like I said, the match would have to be quick. It wouldn't be a main event. It wouldn't be a main event. Mm-hmm. You might not even want it to be the first match to get everybody hyped. Maybe you can, maybe you don't. I don't know. It depends on the card. But based on what I saw tonight, I could definitely see Gunther versus Goldberg. I could see it. I don't want to see it for a belt, and I don't want to see it at Crown Jewel. I don't want to see Gunther lose his belt and then Goldberg's at Crown Jewel. I don't want to see those things. I'm not going to hold you. And you know what? I'll be fair. If it's better for business for Goldberg to not have the match, then let him not have the match. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that for me as a Gunther fan and a Goldberg fan, that's not a dream match that I would love to see. I wouldn't mind seeing that match because it doesn't have to be a long match. It doesn't have to be a long match, and Goldberg shouldn't win it. Now, if Goldberg wins it, I might be like, I don't know about that's how I would book it. Unless they want to do like, a Brock Lesnar thing where they do a best of 3 and all 3 of the matches are under 5 minutes. Sure, whatever. And then they talk and they run their mouth. But no, that I don't want to see. I don't want to see that. Just they run their mouth, 1 match, 5 minutes, 7 minutes max. Now they probably shouldn't even be 7 minutes because Goldberg gets gas. Goldberg was getting gas in his prime. So I get that. I'm just saying, I personally wouldn't mind a Gunther versus Goldberg match. Just not for anything important other than Goldberg passing the torch and getting his retirement match that he claimed the guy didn't give him. That's all. And only because the WWE had the nerve, the gall, the audacity to even hint at it. That's it. Listen, Jeff, I wouldn't once again, I wouldn't book it. I personally wouldn't book that. I would not book Goldberg versus Gunther because I have a lot of dream matches that shouldn't be booked. Trust me, Jeff.
No, Marcus, what else? You're like, I wouldn't want to see it for the belt. I wouldn't want to see it in this. You know, you give me Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham. I don't want it in a hat. I don't want it in a box. I don't want it here. You don't want to match at all. I just wanted to play 2K. That's it. That's it. That's all we need this at.
I would, like I said, I want to. Here's the thing. Do I want to see? Listen, like I said, I'm a Gunther fan. I'm a Goldberg fan, and I would love to see them in the ring. But if it's not best for business, then don't do it. But I wouldn't mind seeing it, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Saudi Arabians would love to see it. It wouldn't surprise me if they want to see that too. That's my point. And that's probably the only venue with which it should be seen. But even then, it's not. Right now, it's just not optimal. Like, Mark, would you book that right now for Crown Jewel? Absolutely not. I wouldn't.
I hope not.
I absolutely wouldn't.
Talking about it.
I do want to.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that because of the possibility, I would still love to see it.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I have to mute you, bro. I have to mute you because I want to end the show because we went 2 hours. I know you have a lot to say, but I just want to mute you.
We went the length of the pay-per-view. We love it.
No, we are at midnight.
This I know. So I was trying to edit. I realized we were going way too far with all this. Highlight this real quick. Is definitely giving Cat in the Hat. With that all said, gentlemen, I want to thank you guys. I'm sorry, I don't know what was going on with my camera here. But I want to thank you, gentlemen, for joining me to talk about Bad Blood. So, real quick, where can people find you? Mark, I'm gonna unmute you. So, where can people find you if you want to be found?
Can't find me yet. I'm working on my YouTube page, but maybe next time when I get back on here, whenever I get back on here, probably be for like, I don't know when I'm getting on here. Let me not pretend I don't know what I'm going on. But next time I'm on here, I might have my YouTube page, and when my YouTube page is up and doing things, I might plug it. Until then, I'll see y'all next time.
Love that. Jean Baptiste, I know you do some Twitch stuff, so please plug your stuff, sir.
Desert Storm 459 at Twitch on Twitch TV. For whatever reason, I got back into playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm trying to finish up Black Myth Wukong this weekend and get myself ready for Sparking Zero come Monday. So, again, y'all more than welcome to join. Drop your names in the chat. Get these hands. I'm more than happy to dish them all out. And you will also catch me here at every pre-show prediction and after-show review only on Unpopular Review. Let's go.
Well, apparently, I do want to throw this out here. This is where you can find Mark, right?
Goldberg advocate is wild.
Yes,
it is wild because, like I said, it's a dream match. I'm the type where it's like I'm the type where I would go back in time and tell Brett to not get into the match with Goldberg, like because
me too.
I'm the type where if you give me a time machine, Mark, you have to go back in time and tell Brett not to get into that match with Goldberg. Because at the end of the day, if I'm asking who's better for business, Goldberg or Bret Hart? Bret Hart.
Yes.
My name is Mark Green, and I am the advocate for Bill.
I'm not a biased Goldberg fan. Like I said, it's a dream match. Would I love to see it? Yes. Should it happen? No. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Mark has won me over, but Rich Kings.
You know what? I'm gonna give it Mark after this. We're gonna do a podcast moving forward. We're gonna do a show. Listen, I think me and Mark will make a great show together. So we're gonna talk about this. Maybe you can find me and Mark doing a show together sometime soon. It's gonna be something else.
Where can you guys do that?
We'll do that. Listen, I'll give you guys the details the next time, but I gotta get on my brother Mark because I think we can make some fire content because this guy right here. All right now.
Love that. But Rich Kings, where can they find you until you get this podcast going and up and going? Because I would love for you guys to do it here on the Big Pop Theory podcast. But where can they find you, sir?
Oh, you could just find me here for the moment. Until further notice, coming soon.
I didn't like any of that. I'm going to give you another C+ because I see the attempt here, but you could catch him right here on the Big Pop Theory podcast until further notice. That's what you have to do. You have to put the hype behind it. But I want to thank you guys in the chat for joining us for this Bad Blood review. We're going to have this crazy after show review because we're going to end the show here. We want to thank you guys here. We're going to have a new episode on the audio podcast. It will be on Mondays around 12 in the afternoon. So you'll hear from me and one ShaySawyer. There will be no Bill Goldberg mentioned at all because absolutely not. Ill. All right, guys. Wave goodbye to everybody. Wave. Thank you guys for watching.